what what DPM looks like, what you're going to see, and what's required once you arrive in there. So first, step one is logging into Delivery Point Manager. And again, you've got to make sure that you have access and it's went through the full approval process. That is key. For DPM, it is Wool Street database. That is what you're going to request any access, and ensure you've got the appropriate level of access. In most cases, it should be delivery unit level access. Then you're going to enter your API and password, get logged in, and you're going to come to the DPM home screen. Got to make sure that you're using Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge as your browser. Also, we got the URL posted there for you. So when you come to the home screen, you're going to enter your 5-digit zip code, and it's going to populate your route. So I do want to point out right under there is a DPM checklist. Very important DPM checklist that is going to give you the step-by-step necessary and required to make you successful in DPM mapping. And so again, very important that you stay in order and you complete each task as needed so you can move to the next task when needed. So this is what this checklist looks like. It is the same checklist for every route, so you only need to print it off once. You can save it to your desktop, but just make sure that you have this handy. That's going to, again, help you be successful in REX mapping. Plotting your delivery point. So when you enter on the home page, you get logged in, and there you are. You've entered your zip code and your route ID. For the very first time when you enter, you need to download the route. So when you download the route, what that is doing, it is pulling directly into the system the AMS edit book information. So again, we've got to have that AMS edit book updated. It's going to pull that in, give us all of our deliveries, the sequence of those deliveries, and all the additional information. But let's say you're just returning it, you just finished up lunch, or you got knocked off, kicked off the internet, or booted offline for a power outage or something, and you've got to come back into it. So again, you would just hit open. If you haven't initially completed the full mapping process, you would only need to hit open when you're returning to complete something. All right, so when you do get to that point, we're going to also tell you the last time the route was downloaded. So you'll see a DL date, and that's the download date. Now, if the route's never been downloaded, of course, that's going to be blank. And then the second date there is your edit book. That is the last AMS edit book submission date. So if the DPM download date is before the last edit book submission date, the facilitator must download the route. That, again, just ensures that we get the most current information from the edit book. All right, there are some routes that exist out here, is that they are master sub routes, complex routes. These are routes that deliver to more than one zip code. So that means they have more than one edit book. So if you don't have that kind of route, you can ignore this information for just a second because you won't never see this screen. But if you do have a complex route, a master sub route, the first indication is that you're going to look for this M. The M is going to be over by the zip code and the route ID to indicate that that route is a master sub route. And when you complete your download for the very first time, you're going to be taken to this master sub resequences screen, where you're going to have all your addresses for all the edit books. And remember, you're only going to need to go to your master route. So those sub routes won't be in here, and you don't need to try to map in DPM. We're going to put all those deliveries from all those edit books together for you. So on that left column, you're going to have the sequence that we threw the addresses in there. But we need you to put it in the proper sequence. So you're going to move those addresses to the right-hand side under the new sequence to tell us what the correct sequence is, and then save, and then you'll be able to proceed. So again, this is only for our complex routes, and they'll have that M indicated beside of them, indicating they are a master sub route. So once we get that successful route downloaded and open, we're going to go to the entry screen where you're going to see your post office, and you're going to see this blue line. That blue line is there as a guide